My love language is a sick fucking pump. Yeah, a sick fucking pump.
Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going today? How are you? You're looking as beautiful as ever. Not that I can see you, but I know. You're gorgeous and I love you. You're my beautiful radio babes. Oh, yeah. Give me that shit. Sugar-free Rockstar. Fruit punch one is the only good one. The other ones taste like ace. Pure ass. Welcome to the Fine Tune Fitness Podcast, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's cease in Spanish? Stopo. That's so dumb. That is not the case. How are you feeling out there today? How was your week? How was your holiday? How was your Christmas? How's your New Year? 2026 coming in big, boy. I hope it's going pretty good so far. Got a few things we're going to get through today. The main topic that we're going to get into was, I don't even fucking remember what it was. Music. Oh, yeah. Now that's my thing. That's my jam. Literally. Because I make music, you see. For those of you that only know me for this, I'm also a DJ and a music producer. So there's that. Actually, I got a brand new song coming out today. Dropped today. It's the song you hear at the beginning of every episode. My love language is a sick fucking pump. And I got a pretty good one here today. Legs, though. Leg pump. It did not go well. I almost threw up. If I did those leg press at the end like I was supposed to, I definitely would have threw up. So shout out to Ethan for my client Ethan. He's the guy that got me that cool shirt for making me do drop sets today. Asshole. Love you, Ethan, buddy. Either way, if you're listening on Spotify, remember there's a video component on YouTube as well. And I believe it is on Spotify now too, actually. So you can get the video there too. Watching it, that's what, you don't get to see all the weird stuff my face does. My face gets very animated if you're only listening. I have what's called cartoon face. Animation. Oh, it's so stupid. Either way, welcome back to the Fine Tune Fitness Podcast, where we talk training, science, and all the ridiculous bullshit that happens in the gym. I am, of course, your luscious host, Radio Dave, and today's main topic, like I said, is going to be something that affects every single one of us in the gym. It's one of the most critical components of working out, and we're going to get into it. But first, we do have a reel we're going to watch that I'm going to pull up here. It's a reel of a dude who goes for a massive 3-plate PR on a bench press. 350 pounds, it looks like. We're going to check it out because something happens during it. Well, let's see if I can zoom this in a bit here. Yep. Oh. Fuck. Valid. That's a valid crash out. We're going to watch that one more time. Look how close he was to getting that rep. Oh, he's right there. Bro. And fuck. I've seen some crash outs in my time. That's probably one of the more valid ones. Holy shit. Now, if you don't know what just happened there, maybe you're new to this, maybe you're not familiar with the lifting or anything like that, let me just describe it, okay? Here's what happened. There's a few things going on here as well. So, homie is struggling. He's struggling to get it, but he's not failing. It wasn't failing. He was struggling. He was a working set. He was definitely getting that PR, but he wasn't failing. He was pushing through that rep. 315 pounds is coming up. It's coming up slowly, but it's coming up. He's fighting demons getting that bar up. And then this guy runs over thinking he's in need of a rescue, and at the last fucking moment steals the rep from him. That's what's happening. That's what's going on there. Now, we're going to look at this from the perspective of all three people involved in this. Number one, the lifter. He's pushing through, about to get that absolutely coveted 315-pound bench PR goal. Oh, my God. He's pushing through, and he's just about to claim this new status, and boom, some stranger runs over, takes the bar, essentially stealing his PR. That's what's happening. That's considered stealing someone's rep. And he's as he's just about to claim his new status, he stands up, obviously upset, smashes his headphones into smithereens. Overreaction? Maybe, possibly. But is it valid? Fucking 100%. I've been working out most of the year trying to get to 315, and I'm not there yet. This is a goal he's been working toward for a while, and he's finally about to get there, and then somebody steals that from him. That's how he sees it. It was pure thievery. Now, did you do it on purpose? I mean, he thought he needed help, so we need to take that into consideration here. He was trying to be helpful. And with that, let's switch to the perspective number 2, the PR thief. And that's what we're going to call him. That's probably a harsh way to say it, but fuck it. I'd be pissed if it was me. You're standing off to the side doing your workout, and you see a kid pushing massive weight, and it's moving slowly, and you get scared for him, and you run over to help. Hey, man, that's awesome. Good looking out. Appreciate you looking out. But here's what he should have taken into account before he reacted. Number 1, the bar never moves down. Ever. Not once. Not even for a second. It goes slow. It might even stop for a second, but it never moves down. It continues its path upward the entire time, so his muscles are working and he's doing the work. If you're spotting someone, that's what you need to watch for when the bar starts to go back down. If it doesn't go down, don't fucking touch it, unless the lifter asks you to. Second thing he should have taken note of, the man already has a spotter. There's already a fucking guy there ready to take the bar. He's got a guy right there ready to take the weight if needed. Obviously, the PR thief didn't have any confidence in that spotter, but unless the bar was going down, like we said, it doesn't mean he should have taken the spotter's job. Which brings us to perspective number 3, the spotter. The 2 main guys here are catching the most flack, the rep thief and the lifter for his crash out. But here's the thing. I think most of this blame actually lies on the spotter himself. Not because he didn't grab the bar. He absolutely should not have. That lifter was making that rep. Homie was making his new PR. He was good. And not for not stopping the guy from stealing the rep. It is in a different language, so it's hard to tell exactly what's being said. But comments on the video say that the spotter was actually telling the guy to stop a few times, trying to keep him away, but to no avail. I only have one issue with the spotter, and that issue is, I think, what affects every other thing that's happening in this video. It's the one crucial part that could have solved everything. It's that he doesn't look like he's ready to take that weight should he need to. He's not close enough to the bar. He's not holding his hands close to take the weight should things go wrong. He's not even really close enough to the bench to jump in fast enough should something happen. And it's because of this that the other guy jumps in. The spotter obviously knows the lifter doesn't need the hand, but he's not closing the gap enough to instill that confidence in everybody else. I mean, does he need to? Is he supposed to worry about everybody else? No, but that's what happens if you don't. You always got to be aware of those around you. Spatial awareness is a critical thing. If he was closer and his hands prepped, ready to take the bar, I guarantee the other guy would not have jumped in and stole the rep. He wouldn't have been able to because the spotter would have been in the way. That's my analysis of this whole situation anyway. What do you think? Am I wrong here? Is most of the blame on the spotter, the lifter, the rep thief? Or is it equal blame throughout? Let me know how you read the situation. Maybe you see something different than I do. Now, after all that spotter talk, you might be wondering, holy fuck, I didn't know being a spotter was so complicated. And it's really not. I swear, I promise you it's actually not that complicated, but it can be intimidating, especially if you've never done it before. So here's a quick rundown on how to be the perfect spotter should anybody ever ask you to. Number 1, and this is the most important one in the entire list, and that's you can say no. You can absolutely say no. Being a spotter is a lot of responsibility, and it requires a level of trust that usually has to be earned. How does exactly one earn that trust? Usually just by existing. You just have to exist. Guys in the gym, guys like me, guys that are pushing heavy enough where they require a spot, we're always watching. We're always watching other guys in the gym, assessing how they're doing and if they're responsible enough to ask for a spot should they ever need it. We don't just ask anybody. Guys will watch a guy they see regularly in the gym, and they'll assess how they lift, how they act, how they respond to other people to determine whether or not they're worthy to be asked to be a spotter. So right off the bat, if someone asks you for a spot, take that as a compliment. That's not just random. That means they've scanned the gym, have probably seen you lift more than a couple times, and they trust you enough to take their life into your hands for a few seconds while he lifts a metric shit ton of weight. Now, this is a lot of responsibility, don't get me wrong, and it's not mandatory that you have to take that responsibility. So you can say no. If you don't feel comfortable spotting someone or you don't think you're able to take the weight should things go awry, you should say no. They won't mind, I promise you. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings by turning down a spot. Which brings us to number 2 on the list. You never have to take all the weight. That's a common misconception for people who haven't spotted yet. Being a good spotter doesn't mean you have to close grip row 350 pounds off a guy should things take a turn for the worst. When the lift starts to fail, it's because the muscle fibers are starting to burn out and are no longer able to hold up the weight. But it's not like every fiber is going to fuck off all at once. They start to go one by one. If he needs 90% muscle recruitment for the lift and 85% of the muscle fibers are still good to go, you only need to make up for that 5% difference to get the bar safely re-racked. He can push the weight up. You just have to help him just a little bit. He just needs 15 pounds of lift from you to assist his 300 pounds of force to get it back up. You will never be in a situation where you have to lift the entire load off a guy unless he never had a spotter to begin with and the man is now unconscious and unable to give any force at all. That happens, which is another reason you should get a spot. Number 3, depending on how heavy the lift is, you can brace and keep your hands near the bar, ready to jump in at a moment's notice. But do not touch the bar. Touching the bar will be taken as assistance, and then the rep won't count. This is mostly an unwritten gym bro rule, but it matters. I promise you it matters. Even if you're not offering any assistance in the lift at all, if you touch the bar at all, the rep won't count to the lifter, I promise you. And you'll never get asked to spot again. So be sure to stay near the bar, like this, however you need to, but never fully touching it until he gets to the point where the bar is no longer moving and starts to go back down. Only when it starts to go back down, even if it's paused and not moving, that's fine. He could be recruiting new muscle fibers to help assist with the rest of the lift. A stopped bar is not a fail. It's just a pause. So watch closely, and if the bar starts to go back down, then you can jump in and assist. Number 4, establish the goals of the lift beforehand. How many reps are they planning to do? Is this the first time attempting at this weight, or have they done this before? Do they want help with the lift off? The lift off is exactly what it sounds like. That's the moment when the bar lifts off the rack. Some guys will want help with the lift off so they can save most of their strength for the rep itself. If that's the case, do a countdown together. 3, 2, 1. And as he pushes up, grab the bar and help lift it up into the starting position for him to begin his rep. Then you can let go and continue with the rest of the spot. Number 5, the re-rack. If you weren't needed to assist the weight and the lift goes good, at the peak of that rep, when the last one is complete, just grab the bar and pull it straight into the rack. This will signify the lift is over and that you know what the fuck you're doing. Then and only then can high fives commence and dab your boy up. If the lift fails and you need to step in, sidestep into the bench, grab the bar with both hands from both sides of the bar and lift up as close to our body as we can, pulling straight up and into the rack. Then you fist pound the lifter and say, I thought you had that for sure. Next time, big dog. This will signify the end of the spot, and you can head back to your workout and put your headphones back on. Follow those 5 simple rules, and you'll be the best fucking spotter in the gym. I guarantee it. Guarantee. That's a Radio Dave guarantee, baby. All right, we're going to take a quick little break before we get into our main topic of the week. So before we do that, we're going to look at the workout of the week, which is the hip-supported hack squat. And we're also going to talk about muscle confusion. So check out these couple of reels from this last week, and maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you won't. Who knows? All right, so the hip-supported hack squat. Now, the hack squat itself is the ultimate for this type of pattern, especially for people with back issues like myself. There's no pressure on your traps or spine like the barbell squat, and your back is locked into place, so it's difficult to tweak it or hurt yourself. However, it is a very heavy movement pattern, and even just with your body weight and no plates at all, it can be fairly exhausting of a workout if you're new to the gym or just beginning. Which brings us to the hip-supported hack squat machine. Very similar to the traditional hack squat, except with one key difference. Instead of being completely horizontal, you're actually kind of sitting up in a seat on this guy, meaning there's increased safety and stability, allowing for heavier weight and targeted muscle growth. The machine's support reduces lower back strain and the risk of injury, making it ideal for beginners or those recovering from injuries or individuals with back pain. The guided movement helps isolate the quadriceps and allows for a controlled range of motion to build strength and muscle mass effectively. I like to use this machine as the training wheels for new clients before graduating to the more traditional hack squat machine. And it's great for helping those who are new to the movement get used to the pattern to develop the muscles, strength, and coordination necessary to completing any form of squat outside of this machine. To perform a hip-supported hack squat, adjust the machine to your height and place your back firmly against the back pad. Place your feet on the platform about shoulder width apart with your toes pointing slightly outward. Place your hands on the side handles to unlock the safety bars. This may involve moving your handles from a front to a diagonal position. Brace your core and keep your head up, maintaining contact between your back and the pad throughout the exercise. Slowly lower yourself by bending your knees, keeping your knees in line with your toes. Continue descending until your thighs are below parallel or as low as your mobility allows while maintaining a straight back. Push through your heels to drive the platform back up to the starting position. Repeat for the desired number of reps. At the top, avoid locking out your knees completely, and be sure to keep your lower back and hips pressed against the back pad to prevent your hips from coming off, which can strain your lower back. Your knees should track in the same direction as your toes to prevent knee strain. Perform the lowering phase slowly and with control, and use a strong explosive push on the way up. Avoid fully straightening your legs at the top of the movement to keep tension on the muscles and protect your knee joints. The machine's angle puts more emphasis on the quadriceps, making it highly effective for isolating and building strength in the front of the thighs. The hip-supported hack squat is a great option for beginners who need a more stable and controlled exercise, as well as for more advanced lifters who want to add volume to their leg routine. Today we're looking at the concept of muscle confusion. Is it a thing or just something bros say when they don't actually know what they're talking about? You'll never guess. So let's go take a look and find out about confusing the muscle and whether or not it's bullshit. You'll never guess, it's bullshit. Now, this is something we've talked about before around here, as we've touched on this topic a few episodes back on the Fine Tune Fitness podcast. Linked below. Go watch it. Good times are had by all. But you no doubt have heard some bro in your gym seeing you bang out your same workout routine over and over again and stopping you for a second to say, "Hey, nice lifting, bro, but you should really change up your routine to optimize your gains. You gotta confuse the muscle, bro." And you just nod. And he walks away. But is that actually a thing? Do muscles get confused? And does that optimize your fucking gains? You probably already know the answer to what I'm going to say here, but no. Fucking of course not.
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Muscle confusion is not a science-backed strategy, but the end result of what this bro science is trying to accomplish does work. So no doubt why muscle confusion isn't a thing, the end result is. So you should be fairly fucking confused by now.
We still have the orb of confusion. Take this.
The idea behind muscle confusion is that constantly changing your workouts keeps your body guessing, so you keep progressing and avoiding plateaus. A different workout every day, never doing the same thing twice, keeping your muscles on its toes. This is partially true, but not fully. You do want to change things up, but not every day. You really need to get a good muscle pattern going for about 6 to 8 weeks to fully get the results you want from that movement. And even longer if you want, although after 8 weeks, it typically when you start to get diminishing returns. Only then is when you want to begin confusing the muscle. But here's the truth about that. Muscles don't get confused. They adapt really fucking well, actually. They adapt to tension, they adapt to load, and they adapt to volume.
Adapt or die.
It's what they're grown to do. It's their whole job. Muscle growth is triggered by three things: mechanical tension, heavy controlled lifting, progressive overload, increasing demands, and consistency over time. If you switch up your exercises too often, you're going to fuck up your progress. You'll make it difficult to apply overloading, and your body won't learn the motor memory it needs to become good at any movement. So instead of confusing your muscles, you're just confusing your nervous system and leaving gains on the fucking table. Now, don't you get confused on top of all this. Variation does have a place. Throwing in variation to your workouts can prevent overuse injuries, can help break through mental or physical plateaus, can target weak points or new ranges of motion, and can keep things fun and engaging. But the key is strategic variation, not just chaos for the sake of it. Swap movements every 6 to 8 weeks, or tweak tempo, grip, range, or even equipment. Sometimes doing the same fucking movement on a different machine can help yield better gains. Not everything at once every session. The most common culprits of bad muscle confusion are doing a different leg day every single week, trying every trending TikTok workout, changing rep ranges so often you never get progress, or never getting stronger at your main lifts. If you're always changing, you're constantly adapting, but never progressing. Like trying to master 5 languages by switching it every fucking Tuesday. Here's what you can do instead. Pick 2 to 4 main lifts per body part, run them for 6 to 8 weeks. Apply progressive overload, swap variations when you plateau or get bored, and track your numbers and form. Consistency will always outpace novelty. Muscles don't need to be confused, they need to be challenged. And when they conquer that challenge and plateau, give them a new challenge to keep the gains gaining. You want growth? Confuse your calendar, not your training. Keep your lifts consistent, your plans progressive, and your focus locked. Okay, today's main topic for the podcast today, we're looking at music while working out. Why is it so important? And do different genres matter? Now, as a DJ and a fitness trainer, this shit is my fucking dream. This is my sweet spot. Music is so fucking important to our lives. It can affect mood, focus, trauma, nostalgia, creativity. Almost every aspect of our lives can be enhanced or affected somehow by music. So it should be no surprise to you or to me that it has major effects on how we perform in the gym. You know this already. I know you do. When was the last time you walked into the gym and realized you forgot your headphones? For a split second, you contemplated fucking off out of there and just going home. I know you did. I do. Every time. But you probably got control of yourself and stuck around. But I bet your workout was trash while you were listening to whatever bullshit was playing on the Stingray playlist the gym was playing. And that's not just being dramatic. It's fucking true. You might even normally enjoy what plays on that Stingray in a different setting. But in the gym, shit's different. You need your shit that hits. The stuff that drives you to get the work done. There's a reason for that. Today we're talking about how music actually affects our workouts, not just motivation, but performance, endurance, focus, strength, and even how hard a workout feels. And by the end of this episode, if you don't already, you'll understand how to actually use music as a tool in your training, instead of just throwing on some random playlist and hoping for the best. Your brain responds to music on a neurological level. You don't need me to tell you that shit. It can affect your gym mood, your nervous system, and even how you perceive effort. Studies consistently show that music can improve motivation, mood, endurance, time to fatigue, and even consistency with exercise. One of the biggest ways music helps is by lowering what's called perceived exertion, which basically means you might be working just as hard, but it just feels easier. That's why a tough set suddenly feels manageable when your favorite song comes on. Music acts as a distraction from fatigue. Instead of focusing on how uncomfortable a set feels, your brain latches on to rhythm, lyrics, and emotion. Whatever emotional hooks and ties you have to whatever you're hearing, you're basically tricking your nervous system into saying, whew, this shit is hard, but fuck it, we vibing. And that's some real unchecked power if we learn how to harness it. Researchers have studied this shit from tits to toboggan, from the time music first existed. Why does it affect us and how? The International Journal of Psychophysiology published a study that found listening to music during exercise increased activity in the specific area of the brain called the left inferior frontal gyrus. Gyrus? Gyrus. I don't know. But either way, the LIFG is part of the brain that regulates the information we receive from our five senses: eyesight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, seeing dead people if you're from the sixth, if you got the sixth sense, and processes information from external and internal sources. They found a correlation between how music increased activity in the LIFG during exercise and how participants felt less fatigued compared to participants who performed the same exercise without listening to jams. During the study, researchers also observed that music increased excitement and thoughts unrelated to the physical activity during exercise. So if your mind is wandering to moments and memories that are tied to the song you're listening to, you're not paying full attention to the fact that you're absolutely demolishing your muscles in the middle of a heavy load. Dr. Paul Wright, Senior Vice President and System Chair of the Neuroscience Institute at Nuvance Health, says as our brain focuses on music, we may be less aware of fatigue and strain on our cardiovascular system and muscles during exercise. This may also explain why workouts seem to go by faster when we listen to music. Another study published in Psychology of Sport and Exercise found that walkers who listened to music had more energy and enjoyment than participants who did not listen to music. Music is an auditory stimulus that may distract us during a workout in a positive way. Music may offset discomfort during exercise, so we have more endurance and can exercise longer, says neurosurgeon Dr. David Penn. Music also has psychological effects of inspiring and motivating listeners, and in turn, increasing energy, enjoyment, and excitement during exercise. In addition to the physical health benefits of listening to music during exercise, music may contribute to overall brain health. A study by the American Association of Retired Persons found that those who listened to music, whether casually or intently, had slightly higher average scores for mental well-being and less anxiety and depression compared to people overall. Although we may not consciously be aware of it, the brain needs to do a lot of work to absorb and make sense of music, said Dr. Wright. Therefore, listening to music keeps our brains active. When you listen to music you enjoy, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical associated with reward, pleasure, and motivation. That dopamine hit makes your workout feel more enjoyable, which increases adherence, which means you're not just going to show up, you're more likely to push harder when music is involved. Music lowers your brain perception of how hard something feels. Your muscles are still working, your heart rate is still high, but mentally it just feels less awful. This is especially noticeable during cardio, circuits, high-rep sets, and longer workouts. Your body also naturally syncs to rhythm. You might know this already. That's why runners fall into a stride with music, why rowers pull more consistently with the beat, and why circuits feel smoother when the tempo matches the movement. Your nervous system loves predictability, and rhythm helps reduce wasted energy. Now, what about lifting? Because music hits a little differently when it comes to that shit too. When it comes to strength training, music isn't really increasing muscle force, but it does increase confidence and intent. Heavy lifts require mental readiness, not just muscles, so confidence matters. Aggression, controlled aggression, also matters. This is why familiar music works better than new music for heavy lifts. Stuff you already knew. Stuff your brain already knows what's coming. No surprises, just pure banger energy. Slower, heavier beats tend to work better for compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, and presses. And faster tempo music works great for accessories, supersets, and pump work. And here's a big one people overlook. If a song makes you feel strong, it will probably help you lift better. Obviously, music can't actually make you physically stronger by itself. It can't affect your actual muscle fibers one way or another, but it can affect your brain, which is the main driver in recruiting those muscle fibers. It can help lock in that mind-muscle connection and make you more willing to try. Now, here's the part people don't expect or think about. Music isn't always helpful. Sometimes it can actually hinder your workout. If you're not careful, for instance, when you're learning a new movement, refining your technique, or focusing on the mind-muscle connection, music can actually distract you. Loud, aggressive music can pull attention away from your breathing, your bracing, your tempo, or even your muscle engagement. That's why some lifters will train certain movements in silence or with low-key background music. Ambient bullshit just to fill the background. If you're rehabbing an injury, learning a lift, or during slow, controlled work, less stimulation can actually improve focus, whereas too aggressive a music can actually hinder it. Just like every other fucking thing in the gym, music is a tool, and not every tool is right for every job. So how can we use music intentionally to get the most gains we possibly can? So, just like a good workout program, a good workout playlist is all about structure. For your warm-up, you want something with a moderate tempo that builds energy slowly without overstimulation. Your main lifts, your hard working sets, you're going to want familiarity. Aggressive beats, confidence-boosting tracks. Accessory work is when you want the faster tempo stuff, high energy, fun shit. Stuff you'll vibe to the most. For your cool down, stick with lower tempo stuff. Bring your nervous system back down to earth and not to shamelessly plug, but fuck it, this is my podcast. That's exactly why all my Radio Dave's Radio Waves Mixshow episodes are built the way they are. They usually run for 120 minutes, and that first 15 to 20 minutes being more 120 BPM house, perfect for my warm-ups, my ab work, my cardio start. Then it picks up to the main electro house, the 130 BPM fun shit, for all the bulk of my workout. Then the last 20 to 25 minutes is all hard style. Nothing under 150 beats per minute. All to get that last big push out for whatever major lift I'm doing that day. Every episode is laid out in this exact structure, almost down to the minute, specifically for me to jam out to in the gym. Do you need to pre-record your own mix beforehand? No, obviously, of course not. Do you need to listen to my mix show? Also, of course not. However, if you want to, and if you need, you could. I've got 130 episodes linked for you in the description that you can go and peruse right now. Updated every couple of weeks, well, for the most part. At the very least, just build a playlist that follows the structure of your workout. Something you can latch onto that will help keep you locked in and loaded for the optimal workout and keep those gains gaining while you're jamming out between sets. Music won't replace good programming. It can't. It won't fix bad technique. It won't make up for lack of consistency. But used properly, music can increase your motivation, reduce perceived fatigue, and improve your endurance and consistency. Your playlist is part of your training environment, and it can be used as a fucking sharp tool to help carve out the gains you want. Or you can just keep it as the background noise you use it for now. It's up to you. I'm not your fucking mom. Hey guys, Radio Dave here. Just wanted to do a quick check-in to talk about meal prepping. There are many aspects to the fitness lifestyle that I do not enjoy. Protein farts, buying the wrong flavor pre-workout, cardio, but nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, is worse than having to spend my Sunday every week meal prepping. Don't get me wrong, it's worth it. 2 to 3 hours in the kitchen every Sunday, and all my meals are cooked and prepped for the week. But my God, it's Sunday. It's the Sabbath. It's the Lord's Day. I don't want to spend my whole fucking last day off in the kitchen when I could be spending it in the living room with my family. That is why Fine Tune Fitness has just become an affiliate for Just Bite Me Meals. If you hate meal prepping as much as I do, then let someone else do it for you. Dan and his team offer incredible service, incredible meals, and an incredible product. As most of you already know, I see you all still rocking your Muscle League shirts in the gym. And so now anytime you purchase an order over $50, if you use code FINETUNEDFITNESS at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order. Buy 10 meals, and that's essentially getting one for free. But even better than the financial savings is the time you're saving. So if you want to take the headache out of spending every Sunday in the kitchen prepping meals for the week, click the link below and let Just Bite Me take care of it. They'll even deliver them right to your door, or you can pick them up at your convenience. So you're spending your last day off for the week in the living room instead of the kitchen. Go to justbitememeals.com/fine-tuned-fitness to have the code applied automatically, or just type it in at the checkout. For Fine Tune Fitness, I'm Radio Dave. You're you, and I'll see you on the next one. Mad love to Just Bite Me. Make sure you use code FINETUNEDFITNESS. Get 10% off all orders over $50. I love him. I love Dan. I love his crew. He's a fucking gem. Okay, before we say goodbye today, we're going to look at one last thing I wanted to go over to discuss. We're talking pre-workout. Pre-workout is one of the most confusing fucking things in the world. It's in the gym industry for sure. I mean, you walk into a supplement store and it's a fucking wall. And they're all different. They all do different shit. How do you supposed to know? How the fuck you supposed to know what you need for you, or even what your goals are? Are they going to match the pre-workout? It's a fucking mess, dude. Do you take pre-workout? Should you? What even is it? There's so many fucking questions when it comes to it, man. Pre-workout supplements offer benefits like increased energy, focus, and endurance, helping you train harder and longer by using ingredients such as caffeine, beta-alanine, and creatine to boost performance, delay fatigue, and improve strength. They can also aid in faster recovery, reduce muscle soreness, and support muscle growth by priming your body for intense exercise and improving blood flow. Now, all pre-workouts are different. That's the thing you got to know. Some use high caffeine to offer stim, so you're more awake and alert in the gym. Some offer no stim for the people that hate that skin crawly feeling and just want to get a better pump. Some use nitric oxide boosters to enhance blood flow and pull more blood to the muscles so you get a dirtier pump. Some are more focused on reducing post-workout soreness and aid in faster muscle recovery. So with all the different shit out there and all the brands that do different things, it can be a little overwhelming, to say the least, trying to find a pre-workout that's good for you and your goals. So what should you be looking for in a pre-workout? Okay. If you go to the gym first thing in the morning or late at night after work and you need something to wake you up or give you the energy you need to really get the workout you deserve, you're going to want something with some stim. Caffeine is the most common ingredient for this in most brands of pre-workout. That's what you'll find in the SW Labs brand, as well as L-tyrosine, to help with alertness and motivation. Where caffeine offers immediate alertness, it can also deplete your dopamine and norepinephrine. Pretty sure that's how you say that. The L-tyrosine supports production of those crucial neurotransmitters, helping to minimize the crash. If you want a bigger, dirtier pump for your workouts, then you might want a pre-workout with nitric oxide boosters to get that blood pumping. Dilate your blood vessels and draw more blood to your muscles. You're going to want to look for pre-workouts with citrulline or arginine. They will also help with better oxygen and nutrient delivery, helping you to work out longer and harder. If you want a pre-workout that's better for recovery and muscle repair post-workout, citrulline and arginine are good ingredients to look for in that as well. Pre-workout with BCAAs in them will be good for muscle repair as well as muscle refueling during the workout and post. Glutamine, rather than providing immediate energy, will act more as a resilience enhancer for intense training and will help reduce muscle catabolism and reduce recovery post-workout. If you need more endurance and you want to be able to lift for longer and farther, then look for a pre-workout with beta-alanine. This will boost endurance by increasing muscle carnosine, which helps buffer that lactic acid buildup, that deep burning feeling when you're working out. It'll also delay fatigue during high-intensity exercises. Great for when you want to train harder and longer for extra reps or sustained effort. For a lot of pre-workouts, this is where you'll get that tingling sensation that a lot of people don't like. So be aware of that. So obviously there's a lot of choices, and every brand does them all differently, so there will be some trial and error trying to find the pre-workout that fits you and your specific needs. Me personally, I've been using Supplement World's own pre-workout formula that just dropped. It's got the citrulline malate for the pump, like we talked about, the beta-alanine for the endurance and fatigue buffer, the L-tyrosine for the alertness and dopamine support, and of course the caffeine for the energy. I'm usually gymming at 6 p.m. after working an 11-hour day, so by the time I get to town, the last fucking thing I want to do is lift weights for an hour and a half. That caffeine boost helps me get the energy I need to get in there and do the damn thing. They got a bunch of flavors. Green apple, peach rings, pineapple, mango, strawberry, cream, watermelon, and grape. I've only ever tried the grape so far, but I like it a lot. I'm using about a serving and a half for my stack. That's usually enough to get me through. I'd recommend following the serving sample size recommendations, though, on any pre-workout you're trying for the first time until you find the dose that works best for you. All right, so that's a quick little breakdown on pre-workout and some of the things you might want to look for when you're just trying to decide what one to go with. There are a lot. There's a ton out there, man. So be wary of what you're trying. And FYI, if you're checking out brands from the United States, the FDA does not regulate supplement as a drug, meaning manufacturers don't need FDA approval for safety or effectiveness before selling. So just take that knowledge in before going in. Health Canada does, however, regulate supplements as drugs. So Canadian brands have to follow pre-market approval and be properly licensed before sale and must maintain stricter limits in regards to ingredient dosage. So if you want a more Wild West approach to your pre-workout, look for stateside stuff. If you want to know exactly what you're taking and the dose, choose a Canadian brand like SW Labs. All right. It's another one down. Another one bites the dust. What do you think of that? Episode 6, baby. What pre-workouts are you using? What do you look for in your pre-workout? Let me know. I want to know. And what music do you like to get your fucking shit jamming? What beats give you the best pump you got? Make sure you go listen to My Love Language is a Sick Fucking Pump, my brand new song that just dropped today. That'll help you get a good pump, good workout in the gym. I promise you that. Especially if you're going through like a breakup and you're digging into the gym to kind of mitigate that. This song's for you, baby. If you laughed, learned, nodded in pain through this one, share it with your gym buddy, share it with your friends, post it somewhere. Help get this shit out there. Leave a review and hit that follow button. Thanks for tuning in to the Fine Tuned Fitness Podcast, baby, where we lift heavy, we stay respectful, and we always re-rack our fucking weights. Go Team Protein. Oh, and if you're interested in getting a personalized training plan, shoot us an email, dave@finetunedfitness.ca, or visit finetunedfitness.ca/shop. And right now you can grab our 8-week program, Swole Shouldered in 8 weeks, absolutely free. It is the exact shoulder workout I've been using to get these boulders. Just visit finetunedfitness.ca/giveaway. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Instagram.com/finetuned.fitness, Facebook.com/finetunedfitness. And don't forget our SKOOL page, which you can find in the description below, or visit Fine Tuned Fitness. You'll see it right there. Our SKOOL page is where all my clients meet, all the fans meet, and we all discuss gym, workouts, all that fucking fun shit. If you want to get involved in that, and all my workout tutorials are on there as well, including workout plans and all that fun shit. So that's all I got for you. I'll see you guys next time for Fine Tuned Fitness. I'm Radio Dave. You're you, and I'll see you on the next one.
Every drop, every lift, every shot, love's gone.